On the night team, the pushback is underway from JCPS. Splitting up the district into smaller pieces will not happen without a fight. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. Using his State of the District address to talk about it today, Superintendent Marty Pollio said it would be the most damaging decision made to this community in many years. WHAS11 night team's Taylor Woods is getting reaction from Kentucky lawmakers who do want to study the idea. Taylor?
Well, Doug, lawmakers I talked to tell me they're trying to do everything they can to make Jefferson County Public Schools successful after this year's transportation disaster. And the Efficient and Effective School District Governance Task Force would allow a commission to review the district. It also explores options to split the district. But today, Dr. Marty Pollio made it clear this would be harmful to JCPS. Splitting up JCPS into smaller districts, JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Pollio used his State of District address to take on Kentucky lawmakers pushing back.
Splitting up the district, this is my opinion, I believe this, it will be the most damaging decision made to this community in many, many years.
But Republican lawmakers from Louisville are looking to create a commission to study all angles.
There's nothing settled on this commission. We're coming in with a blank slate.
But Pollio sees it as another attempt by lawmakers to control JCPS.
Not only will our teachers in our high-need schools not be paid $8,000 more, they will actually be paid $8,000 less.
Dr. Pollio challenged state lawmakers to make sure the commission is well represented with those who are most marginalized.
That's a very valid point, and we want to make sure that we don't inhibit the diversity. We don't want to inhibit the kids in terms of being successful.
Kentucky Republican Representative Ken Fleming is sponsoring the resolution to create the Efficient and Effective School District Governance Task Force. Although the resolution hasn't officially passed, Republican Kevin Bratcher of Louisville says they're just looking in from the outside to see how they can make the district better.
We're going to look at many different things, but the major one is Jefferson County Public Schools too big?
JCPS parent Paulisha Jordan says this would only cause more problems.
No, I feel like it'd be too many chiefs and not enough Indians because we tend to get looked over and not get into the best schools, you know.
Pollio continued to express that splitting up the district is not the answer, demanding lawmakers to have the commission reflect those who are most impacted.
If not well represented by the people in this room and the people in this community, I'm not sure it can be a fair, I know it can't be a fair commission.
And right now, the resolution has been introduced in the House and is waiting to be heard by the Education Committee. In studio, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
Taylor, thank you. We will follow this closely. Now, during his address, Dr. Pollio also praised the district's transition to choice zones, which allowed families to keep students closer to home. They also contributed to struggles with the bus routes. District leaders plan to address transportation for next year in the coming weeks. Pollio says he's also proud of the district's move to a reading curriculum standard, something that's been happening with math as well.
We trained 4,000 teachers this summer when it came to teaching literacy. Math is next. We already have about half our elementary schools. That's this summer. We'll have to train 6,000 more this summer.
And Pollio again expressed support for an optional Backpack League program for students. It's a 4-week program over the summer that originally started to help recover pandemic learning losses. Food Network chef Darnell Ferguson of Louisville, also known as the Super Chef, is now indicted on several charges connected to an alleged domestic violence incident. A Jefferson County grand jury indicting Ferguson on charges including assault, burglary, and strangulation. Police say Ferguson attacked his estranged wife at her apartment on January 2nd, making her fear for her safety. Ferguson previously pleaded not guilty. He'll be back in court coming up soon on February 26. Louisville Metro Police are working to find out who shot and killed a man in the south end of the Taylor Berry neighborhood today. Officers responded to a home on Homeview Drive off 7th Street Road at about 1 this afternoon. When they got there, they found a man shot and killed inside the home.
Our condolences are to the family, and it's another senseless homicide that's happened in Louisville.
Right now, police say there aren't any suspects in the case. If you have any information that could help, you can leave an anonymous tip by calling 574-LMPD. Demolition Day will soon be coming for the burned out shell of the 9-year-old apartment complex that burned near downtown Louisville. Louisville fire crews are still on watch here after a massive fire destroyed the 310 at Nulu building. Louisville Fire Chief Brian O'Neill says the interior floors collapsed in the fire and they're now worried about the exterior walls collapsing. That's why he's called for an emergency demolition.
Our Fire Prevention Bureau has been over there to take a look at it. They have put in an order for emergency demolition. Now that's going to go to the city, and the city will have to decide when that happens and how that happens.
We also learned today that 64 people lost their homes in this fire. Mayor Craig Greenberg says all of them have places to stay and are receiving help from the American Red Cross. Louisville Fire Department says all of the victims had renter's insurance, which will help replace some of their possessions. Negotiations have now started on the federal consent decree that will guide Metro government and Louisville Metro Police reform efforts. Mayor Craig Greenberg says his office, the Jefferson County Attorney's Office, and LMPD met with the U.S. Department of Justice this morning to start those negotiations. He says they received and began reviewing the very first draft. Hours before the announcement, Greenberg was asked when the public would know more.
I am planning to be as transparent as the United States Department of Justice will allow us to be. And I will simply say, stay tuned, and I'll have further comments in the near future on that.
The mayor says the DOJ has advised the draft document will be confidential. Once the consent decree is agreed upon, an independent monitor will then measure progress. Ultimately, a judge will decide whether the city is meeting a constitutional standard. All new right now on the WHAS11 team, the hottest neighborhood near downtown is expanding again. This time, the new Lou Marketplace is growing. It's a huge investment by the original developer of the marketplace. New Lou Marketplace North will be a 66,000 square foot building. The empty plot of land faces Main Street. It was purchased 2 years ago by New Lou Marketplace developer Mo Deljoux and is on track to open in a couple of years. Night Team's Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Addie Hill got a detailed look from Deljoux on what he plans to build.
Louisville is becoming a major tourist city, and they've got a lot of tourists that they come and stay. And New Lou is a destination point.
The New Lou neighborhood, just a few blocks outside of downtown Louisville, is booming.
It's all coming together.
The creator of the New Lou Marketplace, developer Mo Deljoux, is keeping up with the growing neighborhood. Now, he's going to expand into a $2.3 million plot of land that sits next to the marketplace, situated between Market and Main Streets. This empty grassy lot located right off of Main Street will soon be filled with shops, restaurants, and short-term apartment-style buildings, just like the already existing New Lou Marketplace as an expansion.
But more and more every day, we feel that there are so many other companies and businesses and everybody else looking at New Lou as a destination point.
He's planning to stick with what's worked so far, calling it New Lou Marketplace North, a 3-story, 66,000 square foot building with more restaurants, shops, bars, offices, and Airbnb-style rooms. Deljoux says it's a priority to balance family-friendly venues with nightlife in the space.
And how do you go through the process of deciding what shops and restaurants go into the space?
I mean, we definitely don't want to mix up the tenants in a way that the competition between the tenants.
The expansion will also have a duplicate of the marketplace parking lot to accommodate for the extra traffic. Deljoux says New Lou is a hot commodity in Louisville and wants to see development outside the marketplace as well.
Could use some more housing component within this community, eventually getting a grocery store and all the other things, and becoming really more of an urban setting that that we're trying to get to.
Deljoux said the goal is to open New Lou Marketplace North in early 2026, saying it's an aggressive goal, but he's done it before. In New Lou,
we don't stop.
Alex Dieterer,
we just keep going.
The WHAS 11 night team on your side.
This investment comes just 2 weeks after we learned that Fifth Third Bank is now going to be moving its operations out of its downtown skyscraper to the New Lou neighborhood. They're moving into a new development underway from Wayland Ventures being built at Shelby and Jefferson Street. That project is currently under construction. Developers expect Fifth Third to move into their new space sometime early next year. But at the very same time in New Lou, a different story. A well-known restaurant is setting sail. We've learned that Seafood Lady in New Lou is closing its doors, and in a matter of days. Seafood Lady owner Nichelle Thurston tells us that Saturday will be the very last day of business for the restaurant on Jefferson near Hancock. The restaurant opened 2 years ago and developed a fast following. She says they still plan to operate their popular food truck. The seafood lady, though, did make news in March of 2022 when 3 men began shooting through the window of the restaurant, injuring 4 people inside. In May of 2023, police released photos from surveillance cameras of the 3 men firing inside the restaurant the shots. No arrests have been made in this case. In May, Thurston told us things had finally returned to normal after the shooting. In southern Indiana, Jeffersonville Mayor Mike Moore says the state of Jeffersonville is strong and only getting stronger there. That city has seen a year of remarkable growth with new projects like tech company Meta's new facility. But one project Hoosiers are anxious about, that Jeff Boat property.
The next step is choosing a developer for phase 1 of the work. And we expect ACBL to make that announcement very soon. After that, I think everybody will start seeing a lot of groundwork and things starting to take shape.
Mayor Moore gave that update today during his State of the City address. We saw some extensive renderings released last year that show a redesigned green space and an amphitheater. Other projects in Jeffersonville, the mayor highlighted a new $30 million swimming pool and natatorium that'll be built at Jeffersonville High School. And for drivers, the mayor says Charlestown Pike will be widened starting around May.